Russel Wilson redeemed himself and did a fantastic, amazing thing when he divorced that white woman. They were only married less than 2 years. And then he married Ciara. That was a wonderful move. His mother must have had him in our prayers. Now his father, Russel's father, died at the age of 50 of diabetes. And his mother, who was now 60, about 61, did not remarry. He surprised his mother when he signed a 4-year, $140 million contract. He surprised his mother with a beautiful home. Now Russell is about 33 now. So he was young when he married that white woman who was his high school sweetheart. And it's rumored that she had an affair. They were hardly married. She had an affair with Russell Wilson's teammate. She was a good thing they didn't have any children. I don't believe they had any children. But he did have 2 children with Ciara. And not only he did the spiritually cleansing thing, that he did not have sex with Ciara until they were married. Now that don't always work out, because Making Good husband, I forget his name, Davon, also did not have sex. So he's a Christian pastor, I guess, and he did not have sex with Making Good until they were married. So there's a number of people who have done that, black people. But after 10 years, they got divorced. I don't think they have any children. So I don't know what that was about, why she did not have children. But I guess after she appeared in a raunchy movie scene, he might have asked her, this is only my estimation, is that he might have asked her not to do that. And she went ahead and do that. Raunchy scenes. They didn't need the money. She definitely didn't need the money. They weren't broke enough, and I mean they doing okay financially. So, but who knows? Who knows? But anyway, back to Russell Wilson. Now Russell Wilson, great grandfather. He could trace it back as a slave of a Confederate colonel. And Russell's great grandfather was freed after the Civil War. His grandfather, I believe, was the president of Norfolk State University, Norfolk State. And his mother had some high position in Jackson State. And that's what I said, his grandmother, you're right, had some position in Jackson State. That's his paternal. You don't hear too much about his maternal side. But his mother is a director of nursing someplace. So he was brought up in a decent household. You can see when they brought up in a decent household. My mother, father, and in a decent heritage. Sometimes the blessing is passed on to the bloodline. So his ancestors is looking out for him. So he married a a black woman. His ancestors looking at him. And the great thing is that Ciara and Ciara's mother-in-law, which is Russel Wilson's mother, get along fabulously. So anytime a mother okay the wife or her daughter-in-law, okay, and give that the okay, you know, that's one step up right there. That's a blessing right there. Now, lately, Ciara has been trying to make some kind of, as he's getting older, I guess I don't know how old she is now, but Russell is only 33. She was making some kind of provocative poses, but not naked, but provocative. She's doing show business, and she was showing a little bit. With his okay. So they seem to be very happy. They start off with a good footing. They didn't have no sex before marriage. His mother gave the okay to her and told him to be good to the stepson, to respect the stepson, because Ciara had a child from Future, and Future is a whoremonger. It's a whoremonger. He's not married to any woman. I think he got about 8, 9, 10 children, something like that. He lost count. So, that's the way it is. So, sometimes the ancestors, somehow, somewhere, looking out for them. So not only is Russel Wilson a fabulous, successful quarterback for the Seahawks. Very successful. One of the best quarterbacks ever. It's reported by statistics. Not because I say so. By statistics. And ESPN or other sportcasters reiterate that. By statistics. That's why he was offered at one time, he was the highest paid NFL player. When he was offered 104 at the time, 100, that was about I think 2019. It was given a 4-year contract, $140 million. And he's happy, he seemed to be happy with Ciara. There's no philandering, you know, him cheating, because they may say the Christian, but that's beyond Christian. I say the ancestors, his ancestors, looking out for him. But one thing that's confusing is that he did a DNA test to find out his heritage. And I don't know how it says he's 36% European. He don't look it unless a white person snuck in on a maternal side, because he didn't mention too much about the maternal side. But his paternal father's side goes all the way back, as I said, to the great grandfather who was a slave, who was freed in Civil War. And that he's only 62% African, which is with that heritage and his lineage. I don't know how that is. Looks like he'd be much more African. So I don't know if that's an error. But whatever the African side is, it was powerful. It's powerful. And he is blessed. Certainly a good example for black people.